confirmed number of cases of the coronavirus in Los Angeles County today tops 100,000, bringing the total of 100,772. The confirmed number of deaths reaches 3,326. This is the highest one-day increase, with 2,903 new positive cases reported in the last 24 hours. Here in Torrance, the total number of confirmed cases is 564, with total confirmed deaths remaining at 50. Welcome to COVID-19 Today. I'm Ben McCain. It's 4 p.m. on Monday, June 29th. Thanks for joining us on this last Monday in June. California Governor Gavin Newsom ordered bars in 7 California counties to close, including Los Angeles, as the state's coronavirus case numbers continue to grow. The governor tweeted Sunday afternoon saying due to the rising spread of COVID-19, California is ordering bars to close in Fresno, Imperial, Kern, Kings, San Joaquin, Tulare, and Los Angeles counties. These counties have been on the state's COVID-19 watch list for more than 2 weeks now. This includes bar areas inside restaurants, as well as standalone bars that do not serve food. The state also recommended that bars close in 8 additional counties, including Contra Costa, Riverside, Sacramento, San Bernardino, Santa Barbara, Santa Clara, Stanislaus, and Ventura. Los Angeles County public health officials echoed the governor's concerns today at their weekly press briefing. Here in Los Angeles County, all bars, bar areas and restaurants, breweries, brew pubs, wineries, and tasting rooms that do not serve food have been ordered to close. Now, the exception is made to those businesses that offer sit-down, dine-in meals. LA County officials say there has been a sharp increase in new cases, more than 2,900 in just the last 24 hours, and spikes in hospitalizations. The 7-day average of the daily testing positivity rate has also increased from 5.8% 2 weeks ago to 8.7% as of just yesterday. LA County Public Health Director Dr. Barbara Ferrer urges residents and businesses to follow public health directives that will keep everyone healthy, safe, and on the path to recovery. Otherwise, she says, there will be an overwhelming of the health care system. Dr. Ferrer also shared startling data at today's press conference, listing reasons for the recent increases. Since restaurants and more businesses have reopened, the county found the most common complaints were that protocols are not posted, face coverings are not being worn, and businesses are not enforcing physical distancing. According to officials this weekend, 49% of bars and 33% of restaurants were not adhering to physical distancing protocols indoors. 54% of bars and 44% of restaurants found workers not wearing face masks or face shields. There's also been a 36% increase among people who are having close contact with others outside their homes. And on June 20th, which was the first weekend of the reopening, more than 500,000 people visited nightlife spots. Data is also finding that the trend among positive cases are among a younger demographic, 40% among 14 to 40-year-olds. Health officials are now saying that the likelihood of the United States population to be immune to COVID-19 is unlikely if people refuse to get a vaccine. Dr. Anthony Fauci, the nation's leading infectious disease expert, said on Sunday during a recent interview that enough people need to get vaccinated for herd immunity to occur when and if a COVID-19 vaccine becomes available. Based on a CNN poll last month, 1/3 of Americans don't plan to get a coronavirus vaccine, even if it's free and easy to get. Dr. Fauci also said he would settle for a vaccine that is between 70 and 75% effective that would work for herd immunity. He mentioned that it's unlikely any vaccine will be 100% protective against the virus. And with the percentage of effectiveness, he mentioned the number of people not planning to take the vaccine. Fauci said it still may not yield immunity. Dr. Fauci also says officials will need to help educate people on the truth about vaccines. During the interview, he said he's cautiously optimistic that there will be one or maybe more candidates of vaccines that could be available and effective by the end of the year and beginning of 2021. Well, the race continues between hundreds of biotechnology companies as they work towards a coronavirus vaccine. According to the World Health Organization, two companies leading the efforts are AstraZeneca, the British drug maker, which is likely the world's leading candidate and most advanced in terms of development, and U.S.-based Moderna. AstraZeneca has already begun large-scale mid-stage human trials of the vaccine, which was developed by researchers at the University of Oxford. This week, the drug company signed its 10th supply and manufacturing deal. Moderna will enter into its phase 3 clinical trials come mid-July. The WHO is in talks with multiple Chinese manufacturers, including Sinovac, on potential vaccines, as well as researchers from around the globe. The antiviral drug remdesivir will come with a hefty price tag. Gilead Sciences, the company that makes the COVID-19 drug, announced this morning their set prices per vial. The U.S. government price is set at $390 per vial and $520 per vial for U.S. private insurance companies. Now patients would be required to take a 5-day treatment course, which would include 6 vials totaling more than $3,000 per patient. The government price applies to federal agencies like the Veterans Affairs and the Department of Defense, as well as other government direct purchases such as the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now, Medicare and Medicaid are not direct purchasers of drugs administered within inpatient settings. Hospitals purchase inpatient drugs at commercial pricing and then reimbursed by the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services at their set rates. Remdesivir, which is currently administered through infusions, is the only drug that has had an emergency use authorization from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to treat coronavirus infections. As summer weather continues to heat up, if you're wondering if it's safe to go to the pool, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention shared guidelines to ensure you have a safe time this season. Like any trips taken outside your home, the CDC recommends social distancing, staying 6 feet apart, washing hands, and wearing masks when possible. Now, masks should not be worn in the water as it can become difficult to breathe through a wet cloth face covering. Currently, there's no evidence that coronavirus can spread to others through a pool of water. In fact, if the pool is maintained and there are proper levels of chlorine, it should kill the virus that causes COVID-19. Now, it's recommended that anyone experiencing symptoms like a fever, cough, or if they've tested positive or have been in contact with someone who tested positive within the last 14 days, they should stay home. The CDC also recommends pools stagger the use of communal spaces, for example, spacing out the pool chairs. Avoid sharing goggles, nose clips, snorkels, and other equipment, and if properly cleaned, common areas like locker rooms should be safe. The CDC recommends avoiding situations where social distance can't be maintained and limit the amount of time in enclosed areas. Social activities should be held outdoors when possible, and communal areas should be sanitized for everyone's safety. You can go to cdc.gov for more information. Well, the e-commerce giant Amazon is thanking their frontline operations team with a special one-time thank you bonus. All employees and partners who were with the company throughout the month of June is said to receive a bonus of $500 for full-time employees of Amazon, Whole Foods Market, and delivery service partner drivers, and $250 for part-time workers. During the pandemic, Amazon saw a big spike in online shopping as people stayed home and looked to fulfill their shopping needs from the comfort and safety of their home. The company was criticized for not providing enough information about the true impact of the public health crisis on its workers, and there have been at least 10 deaths among its warehouse employees who have tested positive for coronavirus. The thank you bonus, totaling more than $500 million, hopes to show employees how much they are appreciated for preparing orders in the fulfillment centers, delivering orders to customers' homes, and helping customers in a store, among the many other roles in between. A recent Consumer Reports found a popular brand of bottled water sold in the U.S. stores contains potentially harmful levels of arsenic. Starkey Spring Water, which is sold at Whole Foods Market and through the grocer's parent company, Amazon, was found to have levels that exceed the federal limit. The samples that Consumer Reports tested range from 9.48 to 9.86 ppb, or parts per billion, just under the Environmental Protection Agency's set arsenic standard for drinking water, which is currently set at 10 parts per billion. The EPA says that arsenic is an odorless and tasteless semi-metal element that enters drinking water supplies from natural deposits or from agricultural and industrial practices. According to the FDA, officials say it is not possible to remove arsenic entirely from the environment or food supply. Whole Foods Market stands by their products and said in a statement that their highest priority is to provide customers with safe, high-quality, and refreshing spring water. These products meet all FDA requirements and are fully compliant with FDA standards. Well, it's been more than a month now since the death of George Floyd, which sparked outrage among communities all over the world. It also sparked criminal activities and violence as businesses were looted and vandalized. Well, a special task force comprised of local police and fire departments, the FBI, Los Angeles District Attorney's Office, along with several police agencies from cities including Torrance, announced that an investigation has begun into individuals who committed crimes during recent demonstrations. The Safe LA Task Force was formed in early June in response to the damage and destruction seen following Floyd's death. Authorities say they are going to hold those people accountable for any attempted murders of officers, looting, robbery, burglary, vandalism, arson, and assault with deadly weapons. The LAPD and FBI have launched a web page asking for tips to find suspects. Well, the Broadway League announced today that it won't be opening its doors anytime soon, as many had hoped. Now, if you had plans to head to New York City with tickets to watch a Broadway show, you can get your refunds and exchanges now. This includes tickets purchased for all performances through January 3rd, 2021. The league said today that performances will be suspended through the remainder of 2020 due to the pandemic. Officials are looking into protocols to ensure patron safety inside theaters, as well as backstage procedures and much more. Tickets for next winter and spring performances are expected to go on sale in the coming weeks. With the majority of Americans having to cancel traditional summer plans due to COVID-19, we want to see how you and your family are making special changes to ensure your summer fun isn't completely ruined and you're still finding ways to fill your summer days. Now, whether you're planning a camping trip, road trip, or headed to a staycation somewhere, or just camping out in your backyard, send us your trip itinerary, camping checklist, road map, or pictures from your special summer plans. We'd love to see how you are making the most of your summer and hopefully inspire others. Email us at covid19today@torranceca.gov. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow at 4 p.m. as Hiba Samid brings you the latest updates. Be safe and stay healthy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.